welcome to part 2 of our tour of Boone High School. Audience, we talked about this. No. For part 2, we're going to bring back 4 students and 2 former students and interview them on their opinions of what's wrong with this high school.
We will then bring them on the tour to the 3 points of interest for part 1. The boiler room, the crawl space, and the lower basement.
And for your pure entertainment, we're also going to exaggerate some of their points for some skits. Should be fun. Should be very fun. Let's get to it.
Let's do this.
Part 2 of their quest has begun. They shall raise an unstoppable army and show the world that they are not alone.
Many sanitary concerns have invaded Boone High School over the years. These are the stories of the men and women who are in the front lines against the disease of Boone High School.
One of the things that I found really disturbing about Boone High School is the way that the roof leaks. I find this to be a very unsanitary condition. When you have water just stagnant in the ceiling that grows mold, and mold in any building, it's unhealthy.
My main complaint is the bathrooms. Well, for one thing, they should be sanitary, and you should feel comfortable going to the bathroom.
Team, after a meet, everybody was in the locker room, and Caldwell Miller decided to have a snack. Well, as he poured the food, the crackers, out onto his hand, a mouse jumped on his hand. So there's another problem right there, pest control.
Yeah, because of the weather in Iowa being a lot of snow in the winter and a lot of rain at the other points of the year, with the flat roof of the building, it is not able to support all of the water and snow that ends up on there, and it ends up with a lot of leaks throughout the building. And then sometimes you have to dodge trash cans that are collecting the water coming from the ceiling.
This just in. Doors are unlocked throughout the day. If you see an unrecognized figure, close the door and hide under your desk immediately.
Every day that I came to school when I went to this building, which was from 7th grade until my senior year, I was nervous every day in the morning because I felt like this high school was really unsafe. Because the doors don't lock, it's really scary to think that anyone off the street could just come in the building and do whatever they please.
I think this is a very serious security issue. I don't want to be in a classroom living with the fear that, at any moment some crazy lunatic could just walk into the school.
That's also a really big safety concern that really detracts from people paying attention in class when they're worried about all those other outside factors.
This is a humerus bone right here, which is the upper arm, if you could not tell. And
What is that?
a student, a dark and mysterious hooded student.
Are you sure?
Yes. Of course. Anyway,
That's a student?
Yes. Maybe you should just shut this door, maybe?
Perhaps, yeah.
Here. Only you can prevent random Darth Vader force jokes.
Warning, temperatures may range from frostbite to heat stroke. Recommended you take precautionary measures to adjust for the change in temperatures.
Alright, well, one reason why we should get renovate the high school is because, well, we need this same consistency for air throughout the whole entire high school instead of just certain areas.
And the environment is not good when the ceiling's dripping and you have to wear a sweatshirt when it's not even winter because it's freezing in here, or the other way if it's too hot.
Well, my main problem with Boone High School is the atmosphere in the old part of the building. The lighting is very poor, the temperature is inconsistent, and it's really not a conducive environment to learning.
You must have been working pretty hard.
Actually, he hasn't touched the weights yet.
Then why is he unconscious?
Stroke.
Heat stroke. Before you even touch the weights, it was just too hot. Warning, western half of the high school is extremely confusing. We recommend a map or guide to ensure your safety.
When I was a freshman, I came here before school started, and people from the high school helped us, finding where all of our classes were. They gave us a tour of the building, and after that happened, I really didn't find myself reassured that I'd find my classrooms.
Yeah, it took me 3 hours to figure out where everything in the school was. I had to walk around for 3 hours at orientation to find everything.
Things aren't organized here. You go to one class for one period and then third floor for another freshman class, and it was really confusing for me. So I think a better organization would also make a better learning environment.
Here we go.
This just in, Boone High School pride hit an all-time low. Authorities say the only thing that can save it now would be a brand new high school.
After I went off to college and I heard other people talk about how proud they were of my high school, of their high schools, that's when I really realized how much of an issue Boone High School is for this community.
People, when they go down the hallway, they don't like it. They can't really take pride in the fact that they go to this high school.
It rains, it leaks all over the place, and I got hit in the head with a ceiling tile my sophomore year, and that hurt.
It's really outdated and it's not something that we can be proud of. It's falling apart, and anyone who goes past the auditorium, gym, science wing, and music wings into the old part of the building can see that it's clearly not safe. It's falling apart, it's old, and it's outdated, and we really need to get a new school.
Being a part of a lot of activities like speech team and things with music, I've been to other high schools, but I don't feel like this is a place where we could have other people welcome here to have events and go in the classrooms.
I think a high school is really a reflection of what the community is, and this high school does not say good things about Boone as a community.
Because it's really just not a school that we can be proud of.
I traveled to a lot of other different high schools when I did like different activities, and they had most newer schools, and I feel like that I've missed out on one of the really important parts of the high school experience, going to a good high school.
So I guess we're in the crawl space between the third floor and the roof, and I'm really grossed out and creeped out up here because I guess this is the only thing that's holding the roof up.
So much loose wiring.
So this must be what we're breathing in.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying. Where's the
Where's my
asbestos?
laser?
There's got to be parts that we can see of the high school are really bad. This is even more terrifying because this is the behind-the-scenes kind of stuff that is the support.
There's like garbage
and
up
the
here.
wires.
That's
Yeah,
the-
just what we
light bulb in a
breathe.
box.
Oh my God!
And to show how much dust is in the air, that's a laser light that you can clearly see. Because it's collecting on the dust in the air.
Ew. Okay, I don't want to be up here anymore.
I really feel like I'm in a horror film right now. Like there's chains hanging from the ceiling, like rusty metal. Yes, this is really safe. Look at that. This is disgusting.
They have something new. It's an air
Now, if you could smell it.
How old are these? I honestly would not expect this from a school in the year 2011.
I thought that Boone High was bad before I saw all this. Now I'm just convinced that we need something new. We need this to be taken care of.
Definitely.
This isn't safe.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god! What is it? What is it?
We can't go down there.
It's mud, Jill.
Oh, it's not.
It's all
Why
mud.
are we going down here?
I don't want to go down here. This is gross.
Oh, I can't. Can we walk on this?
Yep, it's all mud.
Sick.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my. Oh.
They like discontinued
Oh,
painting these bricks like
jeez.
50 plus years ago.
Catacombs.
Those are the tunnels.
This is seriously disgusting.
Like I feel like we just stepped into Goonies right now.
So this is that sump pump you were talking about that keeps the spring from not flooding the entire
There should not
basement.
be water in the bottom of the school.
This pump is keeping the basement from being flooded.
Continue.
Oh my gosh.
Because they put the school on top of a spring.
And then look at all these exposed wires that are right by the water.
I know. Confined space number 1.
Because that's like electrocution. Yeah, I know people who come here during the school days.
Yeah.
Okay, this is probably the most unsanitary place.
Now, who wants to go in there?
I vote we leave now.
I want to leave now.
Okay, before I thought the school was extremely horrible, but now that I've seen like where the old pool was and all the water that's just sitting at the bottom of the school, all the mold that you can smell and mildew, I think it's a lot worse because there are people that have allergies that get triggered by mold. Yeah.
I think it's just horrible without looking down there, but you go down there and you realize how much this school needs to be redone and cleared out of all the old stuff.
I really didn't know how much of a safety hazard there was in this building until I saw behind the scenes. I really think that every student should have to see this to know exactly what they're inhaling, what they're standing on top of, what's above their heads, and it just, I don't know, it reinforced the point for me that there's a difference between something that's old and that needs to be preserved, and there's a difference between something that's really old and just needs to be torn down.
I was surprised at like how many caution signs there were. Like there's a caution, asbestos and stuff like that. It's just really gross and a health hazard that needs to be taken care of.
I'm just outraged. I had no idea that under my feet there was stagnant water, that the whole entire foundations of the school were just molded. And I think that America is only as strong as the infrastructure it's built on, and our educational infrastructure, our schools, are so important because we're the next generation. Our education is really important, and I don't think that we can get a quality education in a school that is this dilapidated.
I think some things that students here don't know about unless they've been around like we have today. The things that you can't see are almost worse than the things you can see now, because I see water sitting in the bottom of the school, and you know, there's no way that this air is clean for us to breathe at all. And I think people need to realize that getting a new school for us is not something that, oh, we just want it because it'd be nicer for us. It's become a necessity, and it's just really not safe for us to be here anymore.
And that concludes our tour of Boone High School.
Ah, finally, audience, we finally convinced you. I am proud of you. So vote yes and give Boone High what it's needed for a long time. It's time!
So ends the heroic journey of Sir Christian the Brave and Sir Jonathan the Valiant. Their work is finished, but yours has just begun. Finish what they've started. They've passed the responsibility on to you. The fate of Boone High now rests in your hands. vote yes. It's time.